So, hi everybody. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Andy Whitaker. I'm a partner and head of the employment team at Boyce Turner. And I'm very pleased to say that I'm accompanied by two panel members today. So we've got Christian Vida from OpenText and Ben Martin from Wordsmith. So I have many of the same... Hi, this is Andy Whitaker. We've just finished our session upstairs where we spoke about being a lawyer and a manager and how we can successfully be both in our everyday work. And the two topics that we covered during our discussion that probably generated the most amount of interest was about how we positively build a culture and make it a place that our colleagues want to work and how they enjoy engaging with us and feel they're a sense of something bigger, but also feel that they're supported through their career progression. And then also about getting the right people into the roles in the first place. So maybe kicking off with that culture point. Who wants to jump in here on this about the importance of building that culture and those positive steps that you could take? So perhaps, Ben, you can start us off with this one.
Sure. So I think for me, one of the key things to have in a team is that your juniors feel empowered to take the lead on projects, to come up with ideas, to make things happen themselves. Because I think if I put myself in their shoes, back when I was a junior, that was exactly what I wanted, and that was what made me feel really valued. In terms of the creating a culture and having people get to know each other, I think having regular touch points, such as a daily 15-minute stand-up in the morning to chat what everyone's got on, as well as meetings where there are strategic points being discussed and you have input from all levels, are really important. And finally, just getting together and having some fun, seeing what the team like doing. Is it going out for dinner? Is it going for a walk? Whatever they want to do. And factoring some of that into team meetups and, when you get together.
Yeah, absolutely. And Christian, similar experiences for you?
Yes. So we follow I follow a very, very simple principle, which is we as human beings are good at the things that we enjoy doing. And things that we don't enjoy doing, we're not good at, we just kind of delay it, don't want to do it now. But the things that we enjoy doing, we're good at, and we put in the extra effort. So if I'm able to create an environment where everybody on the team is able to enjoy themselves because they have wonderful interactions with their colleagues that go beyond the day-to-day work, where they have interesting work, and get the challenges that individuals need. We create an environment at the end of the day where people enjoy what they do, they're good at it, they put in the extra effort, and it's a win-win situation. It's great for the employee and it's great for the company.
Yeah, and one thing we didn't actually touch upon in our conversation earlier was around the importance of following through, I suppose. And actually, if you make promises, if you give people assurances, if you say you're going to do something, you need to do it. And sometimes we can be distracted in a senior management role of maybe managing up too much and being too concerned about reporting to the C-suite or whoever it might be, and being so focused on what we perceive to be our jobs or our responsibilities. And that can sometimes come with the knock-on effect of neglecting the smaller issues or the issues that are of great concern to the people that report into you. And by focusing only on the things that you perceive to be important, you then ignore the stuff that other people really consider to be important, and that can have a huge negative impact upon culture and upon the attitude and the experience of your team.
I think a key element of this is trust, and trust at all levels. You have to have an open door policy where someone further down in the organization is not worried to talk to you directly, or is not worried if I call them directly because I want to discuss a matter that they're working on. And this trust, yes, never promise anything that you do not absolutely 100% know you will keep it. If you don't know you can keep your word, then caveat is, well, look, I'll try to do my best, but I can't promise anything. Over time, this trust builds, and the organization, and that's part of the culture, right? In your family, you trust everybody. At work, if you create an environment where people trust each other and trust their colleagues, it makes you relax. You don't have to pay attention to, well, do I believe that or do I not believe that? It makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, and for you, Ben?
Yeah, I think I would add to that probably transparency being important. Be that, like you were saying, Christian, about not promising something that you can't get or over-promising, but I think also being quite honest with your team. So if there is something that comes in that is from the top down and you don't necessarily think it's going to work or you disagree with it, I think you can be honest with your team and say, this is the direction we're being told we need to go. We need to get behind it, but let's make some contingency in case it doesn't work, because I think there might be these problems. And I think that's, you can go too far with that and kind of complain and turn into a manager that's complaining to his staff, which you absolutely do not want to do. But on the other hand, if you're saying something is the most wonderful thing in the world, but clearly it's not a beneficial thing or it's not going to be good, and you can temper that by being honest, I think that's really important to build that trust.
You don't want to damage your credibility, do you, by failing to do that? The other topic that we touched upon that had a lot of interaction afterwards and lots of questions coming was around recruitment. And again, putting my employment lawyer's hat on for one moment, this is an issue that's going to become ever more pressing over the next couple of years with the changes proposed in the Employment Rights Bill, and therefore those added responsibilities upon employers to follow processes from the commencement of an individual's employment and potential sanctions and penalties imposed if we fail to do so. So it's going to become legally more important, but over and above your legal responsibilities, the importance of getting the right person and then supporting them when you've got them is of paramount importance.
I would always say a higher personality and not skill. Skills you can learn, personality you can't. You have it, you have your personality that you have, and if it's the right personality, fantastic. Personality means someone who is willing and able to learn new things. And it doesn't matter what you've done before. If you're able and willing to learn, you will learn whatever is required. Whereas if someone has the skills that you have to have in that very moment when you hire the person, but they're not able and willing to learn, then in a year from now, when they need to acquire new skills, they can't and they struggle. And and the organization will struggle, because then you have a problem with an employee. It's a performance issue, and you have to find other ways around solving the problem, which you avoid if you hire the right people in the first place.
And what sort of approaches have you taken, Ben?
Yeah, so I think for me, one of the real positives that I had with the team I worked with at Trustpilot was we had a number of individuals who came through as trainees, and they came from different backgrounds. So we had someone who had previously worked on the support side, had a really good business understanding, and we had someone who was coming from more of a legal background initially. Having those people coming in with different perspectives and both having the right mindset meant that for growth and for driving things forward, meant that they were really good people to bring in. And by having that context and established relationship, it meant that we were able to very quickly bring them back into the team after they were trainees and get them up and running. Another success we had of making a really good hire was someone who actually came in as a backfill contractor. And again, just having that relationship with that person and seeing them work for 3 months, it made it really obvious that they were the right person for the job. So I think those elements of knowing the person where you can do that, it's a real benefit.
One example from us would be we've hired someone. We're a software business, so we do software licensing and SaaS. And I've hired someone who trained and was for a number of years a financial derivatives lawyer. No experience in the software industry whatsoever. And that person became a superstar because he had the two key elements: ability to learn and willingness to learn.
Well, look, thanks once again for your time. Really enjoyed being on the panel with you this morning and appreciate also you giving up your time now to do this quick retread. Thanks both, Ben and Christian.